guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, our Blue Phoenix, a 69 Beetle. Caveat to the 69 Beetle, I have found out. It is not a 69 Beetle. It is registered as a 69 Beetle. It is sitting on a 69 Beetle frame. Yes, the VIN comes back to a 69 Beetle. But if you guys ever work on Volkswagens, you know they're all interchangeable. What we actually have here, I think I made a comment in first video on this car about having the the beep boop port in the engine bay when we were pulling the engine. Thinking it didn't come out till what, 71, 72. The mental Rolodex was on fire. That is correct. We actually have a 72 body on a 69 frame. Owner didn't know that. I found it out through my due diligence of looking at parts, and actually I had to. What this episode is probably titled in it. Rewiring, my favorite thing ever. I ordered an entire wiring harness for this car. There's a very good reason I ordered an entire wiring harness for this car, and I will show you. When that engine burnt, it took out a lot of crap, mainly stem to front. Really shouldn't have, but accessories got wired in like they normally do throughout the years, and unfused equaled melty. Yeah, it took out a lot of crap. So we'll be replacing a lot of this harness. A lot of it's staying. It's not compromised, but a lot will be going. But digressing, regressing, going back to my story. If I went off of, say, what the owner said, what the paperwork said, and ordered a 69 harness, it would not work for this car. The front to rear, I can make work. But as far as all the clickety-clacks, relays, switches, stuff like that, I'd be making my own wiring. So, also, the good thing is, knowing that this car is a 72 now, not that it really matters, but if I order anything specific, like a switch, a relay, so on and so forth, I know what model to be running on, because 69 and 72 are completely different as far as wiring and switches, relays, stuff like that. More complicated, less room. Well, same amount of room, just less room to work on because they shoved more stuff in it. Why did you touch it? I don't know, but you did. Anywho's, I don't know how I'm going to film this one, because there's going to be a lot of in the car, a lot of out of the car, so on and so forth. It might be a combination between the GoPro, the action camera, if you will, and Big Gimp. I'm also, we're Louisville, nice and is doing its normal weather stuff. Rains for about 15 minutes, gets super hot, super sticky, and then proceeds to do it all over again once it starts the humidity die down. So it's not good already. I should wait till like midnight to work on this, or get a summer body. Yeah, we know both of those two aren't going to happen. I'll just start working and it'll become midnight. But digressing, regressing, I'm going to set you up and ramble in another location, but we're doing wiring. Maybe I'll bring you in and show you why. I'll definitely bring you in and show you why. I'll be back. All right, guys, obviously just cut the intro. I'm just going to give you a quick tour de Beetle, if you will, of what we have going on. I did, as always, make off-camera progress, this, that, and the other thing, nothing major. Clean up the engine bay some, but if you watch the engine building video or taking it out, you see we got a bunch of burnt wires. This would have went to that port, which would have been bolted right here, and that's why I made that comment. Those are non-important wires. The log, though, that goes left to right to run the taillights, they're cooked, and anything on the engine's cooked. That's not the reason we're doing a full harness in this car. The reason we're doing a full harness in this car is, behind here. She got hot. All the wires, main leads. These handshake connectors, I don't know if you can see, not a fan of, because that means you jumped into something you couldn't. We have some mouse damage, obviously a mouse house over here. So It doesn't look, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not that bad. Only 2 fuses popped, so when they tapped into this block, well, they tapped in the wrong side. So that's the bad thing. A lot of this damage could have been mitigated if they were on a fuse size or ran an inline fuse, because this is a main 12-volt source, obviously spliced into. I don't even know what it does, but splice to splice. Connectors, these, I hate these, but yeah, we got splices melted and a little bit of rat damage. So main reason we're getting under there. The other reason is because of that. Oh, like I said, off-camera progress. We have to know what we're looking at. That's the ignition. Oh, get in there. Yeah, that used to be a plug. That is not. Turn signals look unscathed, and wipers, that's fine. But yeah, the ignition got smoked. Also, hence why this is torn apart, because I had to put a new ignition in it, real quick, real easy. Because the tumbler, or the key switch, not the key switch, the switch itself got melty, got really hot, and well, I've never seen it before, it locked up the key switch. So I had to do a little surgery, get everything apart, nothing major. Same process that you normally do to take it out. You can Google it, watch, I don't know if I even have a key video on this. Anyway, it's quick. You just pull it out, put it in, as long as you have the key. You gotta be a little crafty when you have a key that doesn't turn though. Kind of what I had to do. What else? Yeah, like I said, we have a bunch of jumped wires or new wires ran in here, so on and so forth. So we'll be figuring this out. The first thing that I'm gonna have to do is, unfortunately, well, not really unfortunate, a little convenient on me, take out these seats. And we're gonna take out both sides just so I have room for activities. Because, yeah, they're what, the MP Mastercraft seats? Pro car seats. I put them in on my channel before on that red drop top. I'm gonna pull them real quick just so I can get more room of motion, because like I said, I'm big, and we're gonna start doing the electrical. There's that main log that goes front to rear. Whoop, whoop, that pops out where I showed. We gotta do that first. Mainly I'm doing that first because it's the most pain in the butt one. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Wiring kit I got, I'll go more detail of, or more depth detail of what I got going on, but it's just a full, complete, what is it, 1971, 1972? Well, it's right here. Ultra glass harness. Yeah, 71 to 73 standard. Only works on these, doesn't work on supers. But like I said, I've used these harnesses before. Look at me, my eyes are up here, guys. I used these harnesses before, but their instructions, if you've ever used the kits, super complete, tells you everything, colors, so and so forth, and they give you an exploded diagram in the back. Really hard to goof up, but I'm sure we'll screw this one up too. Like I said, there's a bunch of, there's aftermarket gauges in this car, don't even care about them. At this point, I will run a new harness for them alone. I'll run my own standalone harness for the gauges, so the gauges will stay in line or stay working, but I'm not going to try to tie it into anything. If I tie it into anything, it'd be the same way I normally do. And well, we'll do something what I call the correct way. So first thing, let me pull out these seats. They're held in with whatever, 13 mils. You can't see down there. They're just held in with 13 millimeters, nothing fancy. Like I said, I put them in the exact same seat on that drop top red Volkswagen. If you want to go into more detail how these work, but I get these seats out, get a little room, maybe get that air wind blowing machine facing on me a little bit better, and yeah, get back to you. All right, guys, let me find a Phillips. I know, terrible. Start out a video with, say, go on hold. Please hold. You got one on there? I got a normal screwdriver. I want power. Das a power. Come here, bit. Cooperate. Thank you. All right. Put that on. And I'm back. Hopefully you can kind of see what the heck I have going on, or at least I'm chatting about. First and foremost that we're doing, also, sorry for wind noise, but like I said, hot and fan. We have to strip this thing down because our main harness runs along the, well, driver's side. So let's remove carpet. Screw at least comes out. All right. Pull out said vent. There is a bunch of stuff in here. The sill plate will pop off, or I'll pop off. Shh. Ooh, speaker wire. Nice. I'm gonna need a flat blade. Ugh. Gotta try to get this carpet up without completely, effing it up because it's glued. Oh, it's not too bad. And I just need it to come up enough so I can access the main harness, which is right here. Cool. All right. Main harness is accessible. What we're going to do now is probably scary for most people. Just lay that down for a second. This goes straight back to your engine bay. In this log, you have your lights and engine stuff. So basically 3 wires for your engine control, give or take, and 8 wires for your lights or what have you. What you want to do, scary enough, cut it. Like so. And, well, no turning back now. Next, got an itch voltage regulator. What I'm going to do with this is, this one goes to the battery. That's can just whatever. That's the main. Just unplugging some things, not a big deal. We're also going to an alternator if you watch this video, or if you watch the engine build-up video. So this is not even going to be used anymore. We're going to have creative wiring over here. It's not really creative. It's just we'll have different wiring over here. With a safety switch. Regulator, I don't care about any wires that are hooked up to it. Take that out of the loop. You then just pull this part of the log down, like so. This wire is for your starter. Should be for your starter. It's already been spliced in once. Why is it so tight right here? Someone run a wire they shouldn't have, I'm assuming. Now we're just hung up. All right. All that wire's done or out. I'm going to cut the wire that they already have spliced into. It goes to the starter. Click. It goes through your bulkhead. Just snip it. So then now you have just a standalone log. Grab the grommet while I'm here. Standalone log that runs forward. pull said standalone log out. All these green, there are extra wires on here. There's like green, other colors that are running the gauges. They're not important. Just gonna leave them in here for 4 right now. And then there. That's your front to rear harness. Well, your rear disconnected from your front. I'll just leave that there. Pull it up the rest of the way in a minute. All right, let me grab the new harness. I'll show you what we got going on. All right. This scary octopus is your front to rear harness. Right here you have a split in it. All these guys right here. That's let's say brakes, brake lights, tail lights, so on and so forth. You also have your oil pressure oil pressure and ignition, all on this guy. This would be voltage regulator engine side. This is voltage regulator car side. So they'd be like that. We're going to do something here when we get to the time. Basically, green goes to blue, and all the electricals get glued together. Follow me for more tech tips on that one. All right. As for this going, this right here is what we have to feed through the back of the car. So everything from, this log forward has to make it through. Driver, passenger side, taillights. So you got brake running and stop on this circuit. Same thing over here, brake running stop on this circuit. This longer whip is your engine, charge circuit, oil pressure, and ignition on, that guy. So all of this has to go through there. I know, it's fun, it's exciting. It's probably my most fun task I ever get to do, is run a harness through a car. You'll see the beauty, hopefully, and why we left stuff attached. Let me get this thing pre-prepped and I'll show you what I have going on. I gotta find tape. Tape is key. Don't care what kind of tape, just needs to be tape. All right, guys, real quick, what we got going on. Any of the loose junctions or wires, just tape them together. Make it into one continuous piece. Taping this, taping this. Should be left with the ones that go to passenger side tail light. So 3 wires. You need it. You can't have the filleting out. You'll know why in a second. All right. With that all said and demonstrated, let's screw this up. New harness. Make sure, we pull the grommet out. Make sure if you're running the grommet, you put the grommet on. Either that or you do what I do and the right thing and forget about it and then cut it and put it on later. But run it through your factory hole. Oh, light. Come over here now. Feed it all through. You're basically going to know where to stop by where your brake is, because that's where your voltage regulator would be, or is going to be, if you were still using it. So, right about there. This end, I'm going to give this harness a little tug from the backside to make sure it's going to play nice. Also make sure it's attached. So your main log on this side. I don't know how melty it is in here is I guess what I'm getting at. may have a problem. Shouldn't be that tight. Flashlight, other flashlight. It's in that door over here. Oh man. This may be even more of a trouble. Because we need this to come out this way so that we can, well, attach to the old stuff. Man, this foam is just cooked. Like I said, I don't know how bad the harness is destroyed in here. So it may take a little bit of creativity. Let me cut that. Don't worry, no progress has been made. I'm still trying to get stuff dug out. It's going well. It is still pinched on something. It's not pinched, it's the still the spray foam. Because I got the cavity now all the way through. Except I can't get it. Still working on getting the spray foam out. I guess I'll show you. What I have right here is the Swizzle Stick Special. All it is, well, 2 welding rods, TIG rod. It doesn't matter what the hell they are, ESR70 or whatever I'm using. And with little, let's say, beater tips on it. Just so I can hopefully break up this foam. And I mean, it's doing a pretty solid job. Just not getting everything I needed to get yet. What I needed to do is the foam that's left holding it this way on the body is still there, which is preventing this thing from shifting. You figure this foam's not actually strong, there's just a lot of it. And so when you're trying to put tension on it, it just acts like a lot of glue. Plus I'm weak, so gotta keep doing this, and when I get it freed up, well, it'll pull pretty easily. Hopefully. Be right back. All right, oh boy. I think I'm at a point where I can sort of pull this harness. Vice grips around the harness and just kind of rotating anti-clockwise to break up the rest of the stuff. And it's doing stuff. So all that glue is free, or all that spray foam is free. What I'm going to do now, go in the cab, wrap the end that needs to come through over that, pretty good, and hopefully everything's going to pull through nicely. Oh boy, what do I do with tape? We're going to start giving it a pull, and well, hopefully, yeah, there we go. And check it as we go. Because obviously you don't want the new harness to get hung when you're pulling. Pull that out. There's our green tape. Still not hung up yet. Here's the new harness. Still got a right amount to go. There we go. All right. New harness is in. It's just that easy. And like I said, I mean, you can see probably all the foam that's still on this casing. That's what was holding it. That's why you have to, you know, ended up doing the wrap and twirl. The old alligator, crocodile, the old barrel roll. But yeah, when you tape this joint, don't be shy. Because like I said, nothing's worse than losing this joint, because the only thing holding it together is the tape that's in the, this is the only joint I didn't put a pull tab on. The only thing that's holding it together is the tape joint itself. Into the casing like that. So we're actually just pulling on the sleeve, which ideally is what you want to do. So now what we have, wink. Unwrap all this stuff. This would be engine. And this is the taillights. Like I said, I put a pull tab on all of them, except for the pull through. Now you can tell by my radio kicking on or my TV turning off, I've been at this for a bit. And I haven't been Googling anything, obviously. Ow. Just gonna temporarily shove that there. Engine to get up here onto these tabs. Again, Tempe. Shush, you're gonna be demonetized. I just started making money. And then again, taillights, boom, we'll plug into the taillight circuit down there. How are these wired? Brake lights. What's this one? I don't know. Weird. Extra. Where's that, the crossover? No, crossover's there. Huh, I got an extra wire. Oh! So main log. That was the one I pretty much dreaded the most. Let me get you on the other side. Because sometimes they cooperate, sometimes obviously they're just a pain in the butt. And they do not cooperate. All right. Like I said, now this is all nice and tucked up. Ta-da, into the firewall. We're gonna have to do some wiring here, but the voltage regulator wires, so on and so forth. That's all there. This harness tow board. Just pull the tow board out. Ooh, valve cover gaskets. Oh, I'm so happy I'm in front of a fan. Trying to decipher wiring right now. I don't know what this wire is. These greens, so on and so forth. That's running under there, I'm not sure. No, that's voltage regulator. Speaker wires. None of these guys currently, at this point, are important. Those are for the aftermarket gauges that are in the car. Where are my cutters? Ugh. I also don't know why we have so many other wires. I'm gonna have to probe as far as the red wire. Unless it's a start button. There's a button right here. And I don't know if it's horn or starter. Could have been what wiped out the ignition side, actually. Well, shit. Alright, doesn't itch, doesn't matter. Old log. Just gonna cut it. So I don't have to deal with it. Just pull that out of here. Pull that out of here. Come on. Cut it even shorter. This is the dumbest routing. Come on. Cooperate. There we go. So much rust and crap right here to thread or to feed through in the heater channel. I'll probably do the right thing and just not go over that, or I'll go over it, I won't go through it. And the reason being is it correct? No. But here's the thing, if this car ever gets, say, heater channels put into it, I did this on my Carbon Ghia, not a fan of it. If this car ever gets like heater channels or something put into it, what's gonna happen is, well, you're either gonna cut around it to get the wires out, possibly screw up the wires, or forget they're in there and rip out the harness. I've been on the receiving end of both of those uh-ohs. But this is the main right now. We'll just leave that dangle. All right, now run it to the front of the car. Simple enough. Get her untangled. Throw this under the heater tube. Make sure you make a huge knot. That'll go under there. Get a little slack out and your main wires that you're going to live back here. Ground, power, idiot light, that, yep. All the wires that go to the voltage regulator are accounted for. I think one of these, what, starter? I think it's that one, the gold one, the starter wire. That should go to this one. Should. And this one, the big fat one, is going to go to a voltage regulator, which we don't, so these two will get daisy chained together. I'll bring you in when we start destroying more of this brand new wiring. Right now, I'm just trying to get it to go where it needs to go. All right, now back under. I didn't go under. I didn't go under anything. Oh, the heat's not even connected. This will run speaker wire. Out of the speaker wire. under the speaker wire. Damn it, there's another one. Good thing about it being 200 degrees outside, the wire moves nicely. All right. Main log. There, check, up. A little extra, that's fine. I don't know what that red wire is still. Lay this pretty much where it lived. Right along the floor. Now this, this part, shove it right up into the hole where the old stuff was. Same thing, gonna put some tape on it, pull this log out. It'll get pulled straight out. We gotta disconnect some stuff under there first, and then run this through. So give me a second, let me get this taped, and then I'll join me under the front of the car. Hot. All right, welcome back to Terrible Filming Angles. Thunk. All right, what we're doing now, or what I'm gonna do now, is, where's the main come up? Right here. Now, this pipe is in the way. Gently pull that off so it's out of the way and not in my way. All right, main harness. We're gonna just pull it up and out like so. And we're gonna start finding every connector that this thing connects to. Cut wires if you need to, so on and so forth. Be careful, because like I said, you might not want to cut everything. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be a starter button now. The beep boop that was under the hood. But yeah, fuse box, well, it's loose. Cut that wire for that whatever starter button that's linked in and daisy chained. That I don't know what is going on. I think this is that cigarette lighter. Might leave that for now. But yeah, this wire, one of the main wires that goes under the fuse block, that's all cooked. We're just gonna cut it so that we can feed it out. And it is melted to the other big wire. Yeah, pretty much if they're smoked, they're gonna go away. Headlight seems fine. It's a little melty to see this main harness wire, but it's not like bad. It didn't catch on fire, I guess is what I'm getting at. Those two will come out. Those are for the main. End of the day, if it's a melted wire, it's coming out, and then we'll figure out where it goes to begin with. But we're isolating the main line that we just ran to everything else as of right now. Or that is my plan as of right now. Sure what that one is. Have another melted wire in here. All right, hold on. Let me pull this hood off. Yeah, reason I didn't pull the hood, well, I figured I had a little more movement. I do not. Get out of there. And out of the way. Grab the handle. NASCAR. Put it in the pile. There, get him over low. My light's still under the hood, isn't it? I'd be looking for it for a while. I bet you it's here. Yep, sure is. Nothing better than keep looking for a flashlight that you knew where you had it, and well, now it's missing. All right, maybe open up some lighting for you guys, as well as myself. Yeah, nice big mouse house. Floor. Put this in the pile. And I could raise you guys up some. Still gonna be terrible, but now we can kind of see. Or at least you can hear me more clearly. Workbench. Anyway, oh, this is much more better. And still inconvenient all at the same time. All right, that wire's melted. That wire goes to this wire, which we'll cut out of the harness. This one should be ignition. Like I said, that ignition getting smoked, not really good. And like I said, all these handshake couplers, that T-taps, I think they're called, really did not help this car. Those are all the blinker. That's the blinker circuit that can stay. All right, hold on. Let me grab the ignition pigtail. Before I go too crazy, I want to make sure that all the colors are about the same or are going to be the same. Yeah, just for reference, I'm just making sure that, you know, the pigtail that's going to go in, that has the actual block that's not cooked, is good. So what I'm going to do is, without thinking too hard, I'm just going to clip all the wires that go to the ignition circuit. And we'll figure them out later, because we know we have all new ones. And we'll figure out why, like, the radio doesn't work and everything else later. Alright, so ignition is free. Get that one off. Yeah, these T-taps hugely suck. Here, let me pull that ignition out. I'll show you what I was trying to film earlier with it. This was this at one point in its life. Yeah. Smoked. It's supposed to look like that. So, all right, now we got a big hole there. That's perfect. Give me a little more room to get some of this stuff out of here. As you can tell, there was a mouse that moved in for a short time, which, you know, that's fine. But eviction now. Let me vacuum. I'll be right back. All right, a little cleaner. I'm still pulling back the layers of this onion, which is going, you know, quite well. Like I said, I'm just trying to find all of the connectors that are basically smoked or burnt up, and then we'll figure out what they do later, or where they go later. Problem if you've ever messed with burnt wires is, well, they burn and then they stick to other wires. So you're figuring out what's compromised, what's not compromised. Like I said, if I don't have to rewire this entire car, well, I'm not going to. Cut that. And if you're also going to cut wires that you may or may not use later, make sure you leave a little bit of a tracer of what wire was attached to it to know where it goes later, possibly. But yeah, this thing is just... I'm assuming a lot of these are just go into that block. Yeah, that goes into the ignition block that would come out of the harness. The good thing about this is, yes, the wiring harness sucks right now as far as it's melty and a whole bunch of different colors because of melty. But the auxiliary wires that weren't on fire seem fine. It's just a bunch. I don't know how to say it. It looks a lot worse than it actually is, and that's not even really that true because it is bad. Melty wire. Cut that. We'll leave the. I don't know what color it is, but we know that's trimmed. That's trimmed. And I'm leaving them connected to the block, so I know what wires. Well, A, I cut. B, I'm gonna have to, figure out what plugs into them. That's unplugged. Now maybe pull this wire out. Yeah, I mean, it's advanced wiring spelunking. And again, like I said, I'm checking. If I have to replace a wire, I will. But if I don't, well, for obvious reasons, I'm not. I don't know what we have going on with this one, but it's not destroyed. All right, that's crispy. That's crispy. Where's this one go? This one's obviously crispy and it's out. Like I said, you might notice the wires that I'm pulling out are handshake connected, or the T-taps, which really shouldn't have lived together anyway. And I'm not saying that's what caused a lot of this damage, but a lot of this damage could have been caused by that. All right, so now we got brake light harness in here. That comes out. Like I said, I'm just cutting wires. They're good wires right now that I'm cutting, but they go to that harness. They go to the front to rear harness, and I'm isolating them. Plus, also when I run the new harness up, I know without too much effort what wire goes where. Without having to, pretty much kill myself trying to go through the book. All right, so these two, that plugs into there. It's a weird jumper. Are these good? Those are good. This wire. For that, we'll unplug that one. This one is smoked. That was the main feed. Unplug that. Those two wires seem still good. To that. All right, what do we got left? Like I said, I'm just slowly working my way through. What's that, oil pressure? Probably. Yep. I'm just slowly making my way through. Disconnecting what I need to disconnect to get this main harness out of here. Well, I'm usually pretty good at watching my battery life, and I thought I had more on there. Sure, my camera cut off. Also, I don't know where I'm at. or if it saved what I was talking about. But anyway, we're still just going by and systematically unplugging things. What is this big wire? Is that the squirters? I'm pretty sure that's a squirter. Which is just in the way. It's probably not even connected. It is. We'll run a new squirter line. Alright, again, just get my fat fingers in here. And we're unplugging the harness right now. These should be for the taillights. Unplug, unplug. Again, those wires look good. We'll keep them, not worry about them. What else? This red wire, that goes somewhere and it looks fine, so we'll unplug that. Red and black wire, that should be brake lights. Where is it coming from? Where's it going? So I know which one it's getting unplugged from or out of. Unplug this side. Try to. There we go. Unplug that side. I think that should be this harness disconnected from the system. Pull this out. Any stragglers we'll find. This one, what's this one? That's another blue wire. That's an oil pressure light. Or a generator light. It's a light, is what I'm getting at. I know this because I pulled out a light. There we go. Main harness pulled. Perfect. There we go. That's the remainder of that one. All right. All these ends we have that we disconnected, they all look fine. No breaks, no nothing like that, so we're good. The lighting harness looks good. All these wires in here, they just have melted wires onto them, so nothing got hot or nothing I'm worried about having like a weird short or something like that. This wire, I don't know where the hell I got it from. And this wire, I don't know where the hell I got it from. That's good. Got two mystery wires. That's fine. We're using the same color codes. All right. So I got two wires. I don't know what they go to. Perfect. Oh, did I unplug? Oh, I think that wire goes to this wire. I think I prematurely unplugged that one. We'll leave that unplugged for now. We'll just remember that we have one down. And we have our mouse house that's eating a bunch of stuff. So that's good. I don't know what bulb that goes to. We got one missing there, so we'll just put it in there. These two are important. That's attached. What we're going to do now is shove the main harness up through that grommet. If I can find the grommet. we go. Let's pull this thing up. If I can find it. Make sure it's ran nice and all right. Like I said, I'm not going through that hole. It's not going to affect anything. But the inside, I guess technically done. New harness. Removal or installation is not like uninstallation due to the fact that these actually have to go somewhere. We can't just grip it and rip it. Run these under these random wires that aren't random, and they all serve a purpose to a certain extent, like door lights. When you open your door, courtesy lights, whatever the hell they're called. All right, get that under that. Good. This is where we slowly start to make progress. Now this, all right, these are all them race car wires. So let's see, we got that one. And where's the third go? 1, 2. Whatever that one is, probably volts. Whatever that one is, and whatever that one is. All right, I know where the race car wires go. Those green, blue colored wires. What I assumed they went to the gauges. That's fine. They will now get eliminated. I will leave the tails on so that when I run new wires, I will know what the hell they plugged into. But again, not needed. More junk. Clip. Boop. There we go. It's burnt up. That is what I'm getting at. So it doesn't matter. We have to run new. All right. New harness, new log, new. What's this one go to? I don't know. We now have to gently feed all this stuff under all this stuff. If you didn't have the extra gauges, this would not be, it wouldn't be as fun. Because you'd have, room to work. See now I have a full complement of gauges I'm trying to work around. It makes it more enticing. Itch. All right. Red wire, black wire, black with striped wire, then those two. Let me get the diagram so I know where I'm plugging into, because they're going to be start getting plugged into the fuse block forward side. Front's this way. It's labeled. So let's see. Red wire would be probably one of these burnt up ones. This is telling me third tab over would be the big fat red wire. So we get a red wire and then apparently a red and black wire. Which we don't. We have a red and black wire, but that's not the wire they're talking about. What? Red, black, ignition switch, harness. I don't know. It's shorter. We're going to go that way. The longer one, we're going to go this way. Can I find them? That one and that one. Those will be blinkers or taillights. Yes, so blinkers. What else? Anything else barbecued up here? This one, and I don't know where it goes to yet, but we'll just unplug it. Just want to get it out of the way. I don't have a tracer, so I don't know what color it'd go to anyway. All these wires look fine. I've had better days, but I mean, they're fine. Black wire. Red wire. Those two threaded through. Black wire will go here. Like so. Red wire will go on the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. Ta-da. All right, we're slowly making progress. Well, should we throw a battery to it and see what catches on fire? I think that's a plan. I'll bolt down this fuse block. But everything minus the blink should be wired correctly. So give me a second. I got to throw fuses in this thing because they all fell out. It's good. Plus whatever popped or burnt up is popped or burnt up. And I'll we'll put power. Oh no, I'm not, because we got burnt out taillights, which really shouldn't make a difference. No, the rear's not connected. We can run the front harness. We're not going to run anything currently. We're going to do the back harness. It's getting late. I don't know if you noticed. Maybe not. Yeah, we've been at this for a while. Or I've been at this for a while. Bunch of jump cuts, bunch of looking. You know, beep boops, boops, beeps. But as of right now, everything should be wired properly of where it should be wired. And thank you, Kentucky. It sounds like it's raining again. Great. So next, I think we're just going to move to the back of the car. Wire in those taillights. Let's see, wire in the taillights. I could just wire in, like I said, we're going to do some, we'll wire in the taillights. Got to do the voltage regulator, delete, because we're running alternator now, or we will be running alternator. So we'll do some in here. But everything right now should be fine and not catch on fire. Or at least that's the big plan. But yeah. We'll work on this. I need to get some snacks, and well, probably do, like I said, tear into this in the morning. But the majority of the big stuff is done, running the harness, so on and so forth. It's time consuming, guys. It is. But the good thing is, get yourself a good harness. I think I've said this before. Get yourself a good harness. You'll know what you're doing. I opted for the harness route because, like I said, knowing that a bunch of stuff is burnt up, like obviously, I have everything to do this car. And, well, I'm probably going to go through and end up using some of it for back here, some of it from up front, so on and so forth, because as of right now, I'm replacing everything I can see. Doesn't mean that we don't have mice, broke wires, or something else that are screwed up. So I have the harness. If I need the parts, I'm going to use the parts. If I don't need them, well, I don't need them. That's a bonus. But, all right, join me probably in the morning for us to do some wiring. More wiring. All the wiring. Then hopefully throw power to this. All right, guys, new day. My mic on? Yes. Sorry for the wind noise. Again, hot and fat. All right, what we're doing now is gonna hopefully tie the rear in, electrical. Doink, doink. Hoping the housings are all right. They don't look too bad. Let's blast them out some real quick. They could be shinier. Blast them out. New bulbs. Sylvanias. I think I already have some. I ended up buying more anyway, just because I never know what I have in stock. New connector blocks. Because we're going to have to use them. Alright, so the bottom. This one. Alright, they all pulled out. That's fine. I got color coordinating. This is what? One. Should be the first one, which will be brake lights. We're just going to temp shove these in. I'm not obviously testing this stuff. And a blue one, that should be reverse lights. So it's brake. Right next to brake should be something. Oh, I screwed up. This white wire. That white wire is for the white wire is lights, but it also needs to run the on the thingy. Perfect. All right. What end are you? Okay, we get that out. We get this out. All right, we just made a mess. That's fine. This is engine cover, or yeah, deck lid light, harness. This, threw them in there, didn't I? Yes, I did. All right. This is for the deck lid light. So we have to go, shit. Deck lid was what color? The white one. All right, so this one will not get used. That center pin, that'll get plugged into here gently. White will go into here. And then blinker should be what, black? No. Brake light is black. I didn't connect that yet. All right. I think this is wired right. Key on. Lights on. We still got to check out the front of the car. Tail lights working. Good. Blinkers on that side. Wait, blinker on this side. I hear clicking. Blinkers working on this side. I hear clinking. Blinkers working on that side. And brake light. Oh, jeez. Just wedge. And brake lights. Perfect. Shut it down, boys. I guess we could check out the front. All right, let's push these connections. I'm going to move that one over and actually save a connector. Click. All right. We got taillights. Again, I'll clean up the wiring up here. Left side, right side working. Like I said, reverse lights, the only ones that aren't done. Let me order these real quick before I forget. But we got tail lights. Let's check out the front though. I don't know what's going on up there, obviously. Boink. It has LEDs. I don't know if they're attached or if they work. But, damn it. Surprisingly, this does also still have brakes. So, it's one thing I'm not going to have to do. All right. Headlights. Oh, well, headlights work. Perfect. Blinker. I have no idea. This is the... Oh, that wasn't it. All right, that's air. Hazard switch is hazarding. Hazards on top work. I don't think anything in the front's working. Yeah. We'll figure out something with this. The line should be getting power. Oh, I mean, I connected them, so who knows. Where is another test light? Those weird circuits, which are probably buried now. Oh, no, they're not buried. They're the ones in my freaking hand. Yeah, that's working. Got anything up front? No. All right, so it's shooting power out of the contacts. That's all I really care about. We'll figure out this. I have a solution. We're getting away from that. Owner doesn't know yet, but we're getting rid of these things. Do they literally twist off? I do not know. They feel like they do. They're going away. It'll look dumb for a bit, but like I said, he's getting it painted, so whatever. Also, the light works in here. Oh, radio. I know that doesn't work because it's discoed. What else can I do? Wipers? Hey! Did they shut off? Sort of. There we go. Don't touch the wiper switch. All right. So, lights work. Blinkers, except the front end. We'll address them in a minute. Or I'll address them when we actually get this car on the rack. It will leave it working from blinkers. But like I said, I'm going to change some stuff up on the front end just to get them working. Rears work. I got to get cover or new plates. But the point of this was to get the circuitry, to make sure all the circuitry, all the wiring we did yesterday, didn't screw anything up. And also, well, didn't catch on fire. Oh, starter. Does the starter work? Because we replaced the key switch. Obviously it's turning on, but does it spin? Sounds like crap. It's spinning, but it's not happy about it. I think the starter's shot. Which is fine. We'll put a starter in. Yeah. You can probably hear the clicking. Still noise going. So the key's working. It's doing what it needs to do. It's throwing power where it needs to throw it. Everything, as of right now, should be solid. We can button up under here. You know, fix my mess. I might rewire the radio in. Possibly. I don't know. It's a mess. I'll call him before I do that. Yeah, I'll probably call him before I throw that in. But what needs to be here is here. What doesn't need to be here is, well, got deleted. Everything currently is nice, pretty, and copacetic. What else was I going to check? Ignition power to back of the car. I didn't check that. It's so weird when I don't have stuff. The bulb's on, because I can never tell if the car's on. Key on, 12 volt. Yes, key on 12 volt works. Perfect. So everything under here is mint. I can button up the steering wheel. I know I don't have to go into there. It's going to need a blinker switch or a wiper switch. The blinkers work. Headlights work and so on and so forth. Next is the accoutrements that this car came with. And I'm just going to run wiring. Oh, going to recommission it, obviously. The, holy mosquitoes. I don't know. The three, I gotta do vacuuming. But the three gauges we have, what are they? The tack, oil, and temp, I think is what's in here. Yeah, tack, oil, pressure, and temperature gauge. We're gonna recommission them or whatever. I gotta run new wires because I'm not gonna use those. They were burnt up at the engine bay. But these, the blue wires and all this stuff that ran through the car, we'll get rid of them. Just because, well, they're not needed anymore. I also don't know where the heck they went. I think I already pulled them out. Yeah, they're cut. But yeah, join me in a minute. I gotta do a memory card change and we'll keep going, tearing into this to see if stuff is gonna work or it's not. But it is, it's a thing. Stuff is happening. I can at least safely say, as of right now, we'll have, if we plug in the engine, we'll have power, so on and so forth. Everything works, blinkers, so on and so forth. Horn, don't know. Thing's not on there. Don't even know if it has a horn. But if that's something I gotta figure out, I gotta figure that one out. It might go on a button. We have that huge button there. I don't know. So, what else? What do we got left? Gauges, not a big deal. I'm gonna show you how to delete a voltage regulator to convert for alternator. And I don't know, probably some random other stuff. Sounds like a plan. I'll be back. Let me do a memory card change. All right, guys. Made, well, off-camera progress just because, well, that's usually what happens when I do things and say I'm done and I'm not done because I'm antsy and I like to do stuff anyway. Anywho's, where's the flashlight? There it is. All right, what I have going on. I'll walk you through things. The electrical is done with the exception of blinkers. Like I said, I have something planned for them. Owner doesn't know about it, but it's going to clean up the front end of the car. We'll address that at a later date. I know we're sending signal to the front, even if I have to run new wires for the blinkers. It's going to be easy enough, just due to the fact that the connectors are literally right there. Probe into them, send wires, not a big deal. A couple things I did. There's multicolored wires here. Ran them through the car, through whatever. They're going to run the gauges. I didn't show that because it really doesn't affect you guys because, well, if you have gauges, sorry. If you don't, well, you're not going to miss anything. So this harness is going to be tack, oil pressure, and then temperature, green. I think is how I have it wired. I'm not really sure. I have a massive Firefly in here that is just beating the crap out of everything. Between him and the rain, it's been really annoying. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Anyway, electrical, like I said, is done. As far as I'm gonna, well, take it. Tail lights, like I said, I ordered lenses or new reflectors, houses, bulb housings, whatever you want to call them. Ordered them, so they're done. That thing is massive. I'm going blind because I'm like looking at the sun with all my lighting. All right, voltage regulator. It is disabled, and I'll show you what I have going on. I do this on all my cars that I do for the disabling process. Look at like the Carmen Gia, a couple of my videos where I did a swap from generator to alternator. All right, did I leave the key on? I did. I was wondering why it sparked. All right, key off. Show you what we have going on. Because even as you can see, the radio is working right now. Boop. All right, key on. All that circuit's good. I just plugged it back in. I didn't rewire anything. It's gonna, there we go. It's gonna kick on and do its party mode because it's lost its timing or its signal, so on and so forth. But really what we're in here for is the voltage regulator delete. I use these things. They're a 100 amp circuit breaker. If you wire it correctly, they're also a kill switch. Not really good down here because, you know, rear seat, storage tray, so on and so forth. But where you can have them accessible, like Carmen Gias mainly, or even buses, they're great due to the fact that you can just disable your battery and, well, your car is gone. Or not gone, it's off. I'll show you actually right now because the radio's on. Radio's, ooh, where are we? See, the radio's on. All I'm going to do is push this little red button. It's going to disconnect the circuit. Boop. Flags out. Radio's off. car is, well, dead. Push that flag back in, and the radio will take a second, but the hazards will kick right on. Boink. Oh, and I wired the gauges so the blinker indicator actually works, and the radio's on. But yeah, what we do here, or what I do here, this goes with anything. You could solder them together, crimp them together, tape them together, do whatever you want to do. I like these because it's clean and simple. 2 red wires here, and, well, here. This wire, that wire comes from the generator. This wire feeds to the front of the car, and this wire, well, that's your chargeback wire to the battery. All you got to do is connect them all 3 together. You can solder all 3 of these together, wrap them in tape, hit them together. I don't care. These 3 red wires have to get tied together. Secondly, this wire, the blue wire, and your green wire. My lens is fogging, isn't it? It is very humid in here. Let me get out. Yeah, it's humid. Anyway, the green and blue wire, they have to get tied together as well, so that there we go. It's unfogged. It's humid in there. I don't have the fan going. Let's get some circulation and try that again. Sorry about that. You can tell I don't plan things. Anywho, back in here. The green and the blue, they get tied together. I had to spare one of these junctions. You can just cut them and solder them, do whatever you want to do to them. But that will kick on your charge light whenever you turn your key and it tries to power the circuit. What else? Yeah, that's it for under there. So all 3 red wires, tie them together, and the green and the blue, tie them together, and then you will have the alternator will do everything it needs to do. Caveat with that, unlike generator cars, which don't really rely on the idiot light to kick on so much. You know, when you turn the key on, usually you have your 2 bottom lights. The idiot light on a generator car, not so important. They usually will charge regardless. Alternator car, if you do not have that idiot light that kicks on, it will not kick power to the circuit, and it will not charge. You need that light to work. Completely different than a generator car, like I said. It can be on, it can be off. It kind of does what it wants to do. They usually always charge to a certain extent, as long as your voltage regulator is working. They don't rely on charging the field because the generator just generates regardless. I don't know how else to put that. But with that said, all in here is complete. I don't know if the cigarette lighter works. I don't have any way to test it. Or the horn. But let's see. Yeah, guess what? I can pretty much button this all up, and we're going to move on to the chassis and whatnot. Get this engine in, and we'll hear it run. I'm going to end up, gluing all this stuff back and kind of cleaning up my mess. Put threshold covers on, so on and so forth. But this thing is pretty much done. Let me unplug that battery. Just have it when cars sit. It's my battery. I don't know if there's a draw. There shouldn't be. But, ow. But, if there is, I don't want to kill my battery. I'd rather kill the customer's battery, which is also going to be my battery till it leaves. Anyway, there's no draw. I know that. But it does have the radio when it's plugged in. That would be it would have a draw in the system. It's not like it's going to die before I get back to it. But with that said, electrical's done. Like I said, I got to plug speakers back in. But radio's in. The harness is good. We have extra wires under here, which are not important. All the circuitry works. And once that lovely cover goes on, you'll see the spaghetti's going to get hidden again. One thing I did talk to the owner about is that it was a start button that was under here that I disabled. I'm going to put it back into the circuit because he's had bad luck with the switches. I told him usually it's your ignition actual tumbler that's taking a poop if you keep chewing through them, and it's not so much the switch. But for peace of mind, if the key decides not to work again for him, it's automatically going to be wired in. So he can just use the push button. Not a big deal. I'm just going to, beep boops it into the circuit. I might show you guys, might not even do it. I'm confident that he won't have an issue, I guess is what I'm saying. But I'm going to leave it in there. I'm going to cross that puddle when I get to it. But with that said, let me wrap this up. We're going to get this car racked up and get the engine in, or start to get the engine in. Next episode, hopefully starting to get the engine in and hearing this run. Don't know if we'll have it running. That thing is massive. Where the hell is he? Hold on. Oh, you guys, he's of course right in the light, or she, or it. But the damn thing it's huge. Where the hell is he? He's on that light now. Yeah. So, me and all my ADD brain, I keep hearing that thing just whap around everything. So, wow. I don't think I should have pointed this camera at the lights. It picked up the striations in them. The polka dot effect. I'm hoping that's not showing. Anyway, let me close this video out, and let me get this racked up, and we're going to start doing stuff and things with stuff and things. All right, guys. You're over there. All right, guys. I don't know what I was doing. Capping off this episode on the 69/72/Project Blue Phoenix, if you will. Let's let her rise from the ashes. Electrical is done. Everything is working as it should. Caveat with a few things. Front blinkers, not working. I'm doing something up there. I'll bring you along for that. And the reverse lights, which also I just got to wire in. It's just a harness that goes to that and then to the coil. That'll also be wired in, but I like throwing those in after the engine's in. Sounds weird, but this way I know how to route the wire, not like get in a stupid position. So, yeah, lights and horn. I don't know about horn because I got everything torn apart still, and I honestly forgot about it till right now. If it doesn't have a horn, it will. But with that said, everything is working, possibly even including the radio, because it lights up. I don't know if it makes sound or noise, but I mean, there's light. Next episode, I'll walk through a little more on like diagnostic side. I know the gas gauge should work. You might have seen me on a couple episodes probe it. I did ground the sender unit. It does go to full, so I know it should work. Whether the float in the tank is actually working or not is a different story. I think I have a spare one if it's not, so not a big deal on that front. But that is the only real unknown other than the horn. Well, and the blinkers. The blinkers will work. I know that. We have signal. The harness is right there. It's not a big deal to get front blinkers. All the clickety-clacks are working as they should. I'm rambling again. Project Blue Phoenix will be back on the next episode. Same, same bat time, same bat channel for all my younger or older, young at heart viewers, if you will. We're going to get the engine in this thing, hopefully get it fired. I'm not sure on exactly what I'm doing. But this is going to be on next week's episode. And yeah, plan is get the engine and get it running. If you notice, the car is really blown apart, so I don't know if it'll be driving yet. Not sure. Anyway, let me close this out because I don't know how to shut up. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it.